My name is Professor Christina Sanders, and I want to express my gratitude to all of you for choosing this class on history, I said softly, and smiled at the 17 students sitting spread out in the large auditorium. Most of them looked only mildly interested, but a young man was shooting me a smile that I politely returned. This is modern history, and in today's lesson, we'll focus on the toxic war also known as World War III, and reflect upon how the world has changed because of it. A girl in the back raised her hand, and feeling pleased about her interest, I pointed to her. Yes? She sat up straighter and played nervously with her wristband. Is it true that you'll teach a whole class on the N-men? I swallowed a smile, not surprised by her question. Yes, it's true. It's a very popular class. But is it also true that we have to be here physically or we'll miss it? She asked. I leaned against the table behind me and kept my voice soft and friendly. I know you must find it odd that I insist on doing lectures in this old-fashioned style instead of sticking to virtual reality or holograms like most professors. But I'm a historian and an archeologist. I like old school, and this is how I prefer to teach. The girl chewed on her lip but didn't ask more questions, so I continued. If the mysticism surrounding the N-men will help me draw my students to campus, then so be it. And who knows, maybe you'll find that sitting in a classroom isn't so bad. I smiled. People used to do it all the time to discuss ideas and learn from each other. I moved around my table and picked up a book on ancient Greece. Old-fashioned books were a rare sight, and the students leaned forward to see better as I held it up. Ever heard of Socrates? When several nodded their heads, I made my point. He taught like this. In person, face to face. Another student raised her hand. Will it affect our grades if we choose to watch the classes from home? I shrugged. Only if you're not here for the N-men lecture, since it won't be recorded. And when is that lecture? She asked. Flashing a secretive smile, I walked back to stand in front of my desk. I'm afraid I can't tell you that, which is why I would suggest you show up in person to all my classes. I ignored the discreet sighs from some of them. Unfortunately, the class on the N-men and how they came to have their own territory isn't today. Today we're focusing on the toxic war. But is it true that you've been to the Northlands in person and that you came out alive with pictures? The girl asked eagerly. I laughed and brushed back one of the unruly curls that had escaped my braid. Surely you can tell that I'm alive. And yes, there will be pictures. As for my being there, that's just a rumor. No woman from this side of the border has entered the Northlands for centuries. Not since the peace treaty stopped the N-men from kidnapping our women, that is.